Good morning and welcome to Fortune Cookies. We're down in the basement today. If this is your first time stopping by, please like, share, and subscribe. We are going to tackle the announcement that uh, Prince Harry participated in a think tank to stop mis and disinformation on a global scale. Everything is global. Um, this is to counter bullying online. I have some very, very definite opinions about this. Um, so apparently there was a think tank. I think it was over the last year or so that got together and determined some new standards for social media, and they are presenting them, hoping that lawmakers, various companies, social media companies will implement these safeguards. One of which, and I'm not going to go through all 15 of them because oddly enough, I cannot find a list of all 15 points, magical points of light that they are implementing. Now, for those of you from outside, I clearly am from America. Um, Clearly, we have, Constitution, freedom to free speech, that sort of thing. So, ignore it and scroll by is definitely a policy that I have. There's plenty of stuff that can be said in person and online that's damaging and hurtful. If you are a celebrity, unfortunately, you are going to have to take the good with the bad. You cannot legislate, and I've always said this: you can't legislate people to be nice to each other, and you can't legislate people to only promote nice things about you. And I'm sorry if you hear my chair. I have a rubber ball chair down here, so I had to bounce around all day long. So let's start and see that with that whole preface. Let's start and see um, how is. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. How is this report going to be received? So we'll see how this report, this 15-point plan to clean up social media. There is one point in there that I'm not real keen on. It seems like they're crowdsourcing uh, people to, whistleblowers. They're going to crowdsource whistleblowers. So the report, there's more behind the report than we know. The results are going to be disappointing. This is a very foolish endeavor. Behind them, they felt troubled by this. There's something wicked on this, and they are going to beat this like a dead horse. So the moon always tells us that there is something hidden behind what's going on. There's always a hidden object that you have to find, and the result right now, people are laughing, kind of like I am. I don't know anyone just yet. I haven't seen any comments yet that say, "Wow, this is such a great idea. Everybody should implement these 15 points, and everyone will be so much happier when they do that." There's a bigger picture here. Um, there is a much larger reason behind this. They're trying to. Oh, you know what? Let me see. This light, I'm sorry, it goes on automatically. Oh, that's so much better. I will get better at this video thing. I promise you all, I will get better at it. So there's something behind this that it's not about social media. This is about. I think it's about having people rat each other out because that was one of those dazzling points of light that really jumped out at me. So there was something troubling them and holding them back from I want to say world domination, but it's like there's a much larger picture here, and they are going to keep at it. They're going to keep at it. They're going to keep saying this is what people need. One of propaganda and persuasion tactics, which I studied at university. I should have a lot more jewelry because I did study it for quite some time, but haven't been able to use that skill to enact to extract more jewelry from my husband. I'm actually not a jewelry girl, so but if you keep saying something, if you keep repeating it, people will eventually believe it. You have to keep saying it. It's a mantra. There is a social mantra that is going on, and they are trying to, one strays from the word hypnotize, but they're trying to like hypnotize us into believing something. So where are we going with this? Are they going to keep going or are they going to step it up? I mean, we're already seeing some of this. They're trying to figure out which way to pivot. People are going to see this as completely um, not okay. They're trying to pivot. They're trying to figure out where the soft spot is. One of the things when you're trying to convince someone to do something, you have to find that soft spot. In sales, it's a point called the pain. You have to find the pain. Figure out where the person is in pain, your target, figure out where they're in pain and then drive down on it and root it out and give them a solution. So they're trying to figure out where the pain is here. They have to figure out where people actually care about social media bullying. If it's social media bullying of celebrities, I don't think, if this is attacks on the elite, I don't think that every man is going to care about this. And that's where this comes in. Like, all right, so why do we care about this? Why do we care about social media bullying? A little bit more background. So what Prince Harry was saying in his presentation of this think tank study was that, and again, for entertainment purposes only, this is just my opinion, I'm just reading cards. What he was saying was that the online bullying that was happening, I think it was from fewer than 50 accounts. Um, there were members of the British press that were a part of that were like stoking the fire. So there's there's two thoughts on this. Like, if a celebrity can buy the services of a PR company to improve their platform, improve their electronic curbside, improve their career, you kind of have to flip that coin over, and you're going to see that there's going to be negativity. There's going to be people out there. So what he is saying is that these accounts were British reporters who were stoking the fire so that they would have more to write about. They would have more negativity out there, which that is just crazy. So let's see. So now we know that it's really not going to work. People aren't really going to buy into this. Does Harry really believe this tripe? I said tripe. Does he really believe this tripe? Does he really believe that she is being bullied online? Does he really, really believe it? So he's just hearing a lot about it from her. I think he has the attitude of, sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad. You kind of have to roll with it. I think he does understand it, but he keeps hearing from her how damaging it is, and how it's almost like she was obsessed with it and she made him be obsessed with it. She couldn't stop looking away. They both claim that they don't have social media, so I don't even know how they hear about this, unless they're reading cards too. Maybe they're reading cards too. So she was relentless in her obsession with the bad press and the bad chatter on social media. I mean, as anyone would be, but sometimes you got to just smile and wave. Um, he does not see this is a slow change, and he initially he wanted her to be more patient about this, and he was like, "Oh, just roll with it, just roll with it." And then the balance wasn't there. The good and the bad just she hang on, hang on. I'm gonna pull some more cards. She just wanted those scales to tip. She just wanted everyone to love her. She wanted everyone to have just good press. She did not want any negative press. Um, she doesn't think that it's fair. She wanted him to take charge of it and stop it. And that was that initial letter that he had sent out when they first started dating, and he said, "Leave her alone." That was like the dumbest thing he could do. That I like, just in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but dumbest thing that he could do was demand that the press leave her alone and ignore her. Ignore me, like from Venture Brothers. You know, saying that and saying that she was being bullied and everyone was zeroed in on her, that was the first thing they wanted to do. He came off as very weak doing that, and the intention was to make him look very strong. The intention was to make him look like a man, like he was a man defending his bride to be. Stay away from my girlfriend. And he just came off as whiny, you know. It should have been a very curt message in front of cameras. Hey, guys, like, chill out. Like, just, like, I just started dating her. Don't screw this up for me. Like, he could have totally done it in such a different way. But instead, he went this very formalized, official letter. And that really, he created some, what he intended to be boundaries really were created as drawing lines in the sand, very very different. He didn't he just kind of blocked everybody off, and that's unfortunate. So um I think for him, not for this crazy initiative of 15 points for companies to abide by. Guidelines. Let's talk about guidelines. We're going to have guidelines for social media, and all companies should enact them. I mean, most people, if you work for a company, you probably have if you signed an employment agreement, you probably have a social media contract. So if you work for the XYZ Burger Shop, you can't, post on there, the XYZ Burger Shop really is terrible and they're rat burgers. Like, you can't do that. I know my company, we do have a social media contract. My husband has a social media contract. Can't post things that are political. You can't, because it reflects badly on the company. So, you really do have to uh, abide by the rules. And I think there are rules that are already in play. If you're a jerk online, you're probably a jerk in real life. And the sad fact is there's jerks everywhere. Um, so will social media change at all because of this initiative? Is anything going to change? We'll look at it as a whole, not as nah, doesn't really look like it. Um, well, that's interesting. So the idea here is to restrict free speech. Now, I know we don't have free speech everywhere. In America, we have free speech. There's some countries that don't have it. Other countries do. I totally get it, or some variation of it. Um, but they're just trying to restrict information, um, grassroots information, which is very disturbing. Because like the Waze app for in your car. That's crowdsourced information about traffic. Having crowdsourced information about traffic is great. Having crowdsourced information about other things is not so great sometimes. Schools go into lockdown for a non-emergency reason, and all the parents are calling each other. They're posting on social media. We have a parents group in my town, and it regularly goes off. And in fact, there's like four different groups now because the original one got shut down because it just goes bananas. Now, for me, I just smile and wave. I watch, watch the comments and eat popcorn and kind of laugh at it. Um, but so, silencing that grassroots uh, conversation, um, opinions. I really want to say it's opinions. Silencing people's opinions is, directly in contrast to freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say that I like pistachio ice cream. I'm allowed to say that I don't like chocolate ice cream as much as anyone would disagree with that. Both of those true statements were not true. Their goals that they were reaching for, the goals of this 15-point plan, not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just going to um, it's going to ruin a good thing. This is a scratch down the side of your brand new Mercedes. As much as they would like to put these plans into place and universalize them, this is like a Greta Thunberg of social media attempt. Like, I'm just going to yell about how unfair this is. This is, everybody gets a participation trophy. Everybody gets, they'll take away the like button. Everyone will just have a heart button from now on. Um, so this is really trying to legislate, without legislating, people being nice to each other, and you just can't do that. So while we're on the princely prince, let's see where his head is at. Let's see where he's at today. I threw a card on the floor. Sloppy Shuffle Tarot. Well, it's interesting what card fell out. Sneaky Snacker for Alicia Wicker. So, he's sneaking around. That crazy prince. Huh. Huh. Oh. Well, that's neat. So, justice. Justice is finding out, bringing things to the surface and formalizing them. Page of Swords, finding your voice. Page of Wands, finding your power. Oh, there's our nostalgia card. And Queen of Wands. This is not his wife. This is another female influence. Someone helping him to break free. That's interesting. So it looks like he's got something going on behind the scenes in regard to this. And I don't have a specific card for Queen Elizabeth. She always comes up as Empress, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, depending on her mood. Um, this may be her. Happy family reunion. Look at that. Finding spirituality, but still, not quite there. Not quite there. We're almost there. So you want to come home? Heart of the matter. He feels like a failure. Under the surface, he wants to be back in his secure family. He wants to feel secure again. He doesn't feel that he has done what he set out to do. Well, that's unfortunate. So, looks like he's a little homesick, wants to go home. And can't read for him. Well, let's ring for Queen Elizabeth first. Let's see what's up with her. I know I really need to do like a full reading on her herself. Let's see what's going on with her. I had three cards fall out. Hoarding, King of Cups, decision making, making hard decisions. She's trying to decide what to do, and she is definitely using her emotions to do so. Stuck, debating, trying to find paths to the future. There's hard decisions, emotion based decisions. Move some of these up. Thinking on it, getting ready to rest. And then this is not gaslighting today. This is making choices. So there's a lot of conversation about how to move forward, how to get him out of there, and the subterfuge that they're going to use. So he definitely is going to need to repair. I mean, as anyone would after after a split. There's going to be a lot of complications after a split like this. See where Megan's at right now. So he's going to need some time to repair. And I think that's what they're trying to figure out is how he is going to get repaired, what the plan is going to be for him. For real, can't shuffle. Can't shuffle at all. I'm working on no coffee today. Ran out of coffee this morning. Or actually ran out of coffee yesterday. Didn't go get new coffee. So I had decaf today. Not quite working. It's not my favorite. No me piace. No me piace. No me piace. I see, coffee's not working. Judgment reverse. Oh, losing money. Oh, unhappy family. Oh, not thinking about things. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I think we need the pendulum. So, judgment in reverse. This is very poor judgment, making rash decisions. There's no emotion that's going into this. This is all based on, well, I shouldn't say that. There's no fond emotion that's going into this decision making process. There's a lot of rage. I'm actually feeling the rage come off this. A lot of rage. Very, very angry. Just disappointed and angry and unhappy. Money is falling through their fingers. And other people have commented on this. It's not that they're broke. They're not broke. They are spending more than they're earning. Their expenses are way, way higher than what they're bringing in. It doesn't matter how many contracts they've signed. That doesn't mean that they have that money in hand. Also, I'm going to say it again. Running an estate like that is a lot of money per day. My parents live in a historic estate. My father says he gets a leaky faucet. It costs him $20,000. So just the day to day running the electricity, running, keeping the water. California notorious for, being very dry. And I know it's like the water's being rerouted from an Indian reserve and like that's a whole other conversation. You can Google that if you want. But running an estate like that, you can't. She's not cleaning her bathrooms. She's not cleaning her 16 bathrooms. They have other people there doing it, and you've got to pay those people every single day. There's people there every single day. There's a team of people that are running that house. So, and I usually, I don't know if her personality seems like she would be the household manager, which is foolish because that's a full-time job. Um, but if there's a household manager, there's somebody who's just making sure that things go. And if you buy a house um, of that caliber, usually you can get the staff to come on over, or you keep at least like the household manager and work from there. So we've got money falling through their fingers, unhappy endings. This is an unhappy ending. Um, this is may the bridges that I burn light the way. There she's throwing napalm behind her. The hangman is not thinking about what you're doing, not being careful, um, not considering all things. This is not using your spirituality, not bringing together all of your resources, your intellectual, your emotional, not bringing together all those resources. It's really just like, I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's not looking at the greater picture. It's not having a global view. This is not a global view at all. This is broken marriage. This is broken marriage, and this is splitting. So, yeah, not looking so good there. Things are not happy. Things are not happy. So, um, that's what I got for today. So, this 15-point plan is going to be a disaster. What do they need? What does Harry need to do to? Because I like to end on a positive note. What does Harry need to do to get himself back on track, to just get a better, just a better profile out there? What does he have to do? What does he need to do to fix his life and find fulfillment? That's our final question. What does he need to do to fix his life and find fulfillment and get that sour puss off his face? What does he need to do? He needs to stop being the boss. That will make him happy. Get in the back seat. He needs to get in the back seat. I actually just told one of my girlfriends this. I'm like, don't get in the driver's seat anymore. Get in the passenger seat. Just go for the ride. Just enjoy. He needs to get in the back seat and just enjoy. Stop trying to be this, champion of the world. Just chill out, dude. Like, dude, chill out. Um, He's going to be sad for a bit, but he has to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a happier way. It's really the way that you look at things. You can approach your day and things can be great. You can approach your day and things can suck. You just really need to look at it. It's like when you're house training a dog. Okay, if the dog has an accident in the house, it's actually an opportunity to uh, let them know that that was the wrong thing to do. You can't flip out and just be mad that the dog pooped on the floor. You have to look at the silver lining of the poop. And it was terrible. I definitely need more coffee. But he needs to see the light at the end. And I'm a little bit worried that when Grandma goes, that's going to be very upsetting to him. That in the future, this is there's hope in the future, but he doesn't have to be worried about being this powerhouse. Like, he just wants to be like this powerhouse. Like, he wants to be like on this world stage. He was on a world stage. I don't know what he was thinking, but he wanted to like get something done, I guess. I don't know, but he was actually getting something done. This is it's very strange that he left his platform, which was fantastic and had great approval ratings and whatnot, and decided to turn it into something else that no one likes. He's getting sick of people not liking him. When he does make the decision to make a change, it's going to be very quick. But he's tired of the negativity. He will find happiness, but he has to stop speaking out. That's what's going to make him happier is if he stops taking this burden of trying to change the world. You know, changing the world for a lot of us is just changing what's happening in the here and now. You know, cleaning off the kitchen counter. You know, I try and tell my family have a do it now attitude. You walk by the sink and there's something in there, wash it and put it on the drying board. You know, do it now. Don't wait until it piles up. He needs to stop talking. So he'll be so much happier if he stops championing these crazy things. It will strengthen him to find his happiness. I know that sounds so easy, like, well, just get happy. You know, tell any of your friends that are going through depression, just get happy. It's not that easy. We've all been through depression, but you know, I had a therapist years ago who said anxiety and depression, they're like hiccups. You have to know that they're eventually an anxiety attack is eventually going to end. You have to know that an acute anxiety attack anyway. You have to know that depression is going to alleviate. You have to start looking at the happier things. Happiness is there for him. It's going to be offered. Um, but it you okay. So those of you that read cards know what this is all about. So I firmly believe that there are people that are toxic, people that affect us in a toxic, negative way. Um, Sometimes you need to just remove yourself from them, and that's where you can find happiness. But it is through the cataclysmic change. So, this video has been somewhat long. I am going to cut it short now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below. Please, again, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope you have a great day.